Action.
Greetings and salutations. This is Eric Muhammad coming to you live from Vibe 609. Today we're fortunate enough to have an luminary in our studio. Here we are 7 days into the Winter Soldiers, and it's a known fact that after December 21st, the days began to get longer as they were shorter previously. And we can all bear witness, we have the ferocious Taboshous Rochester with us today. And we can all bear witness that things are much brighter. How you doing today?
I'm blessed, thank you for asking.
It's no problem at all. We have her in the house. We would like to say welcome.
Thank you very much.
So tell us about what brings you here with us today.
I would like to talk about domestic violence and how I am a conqueror, and it's not just my story, so I wanted to talk about that and about my new single called Let It Out.
Okay. So this is what that's about.
Yes,
Let It Out. It describes domestic violence,
yes,
and you put it into song.
yes.
Oh, okay. So later on in the show, we'll get a sample of this, I'm sure.
Yes.
Whether it be by live or CD.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to hold you to that, all
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So tell us more.
I was going to write a book, and since I've done a lot of background singing in my day, and I wanted to do something different, So it was my time, and I was going to write the book, like I said, called Let It Out. And God said, since you like to do singing so much, why don't you just sing the song? So I reached out to a lot of producers. No one ever returned my call. So one particular producer called me back, and his name is Antoine Pickley out of Washington, D.C. And he took the time with me, believed in me, and I couldn't really, concentrate in the studio because it was so real for me, because it was like I'm living this all over again. But one day I just went in there and I just killed it, because it's meant for me to do this, and I wanted to be an ear for someone who's going through that storm, so that's what I'm here for today.
Thank you so much. So you had trauma.
Yes.
And how did that trauma affect you? What was the negative things about it that you experienced in your life?
Oh, wow, okay. It started out, I was 6 years old. Molestation.
By
Family member.
Mm-hmm.
We'll leave it at that. And, and it was hard for me to concentrate in school from that trauma. I was calling out for help. Nobody could see that I was calling out for help. And so like I said, I couldn't concentrate in school. My grades were dropping. And I was getting in trouble all the time, so nobody really paid attention to it until,
Mm-hmm.
I got older. And as I did get older, and that word, I love you, I just kept hearing those words. And I didn't believe those words. Because I'm like, I love you. How am I supposed to accept that when I'm being hurt all the time? A continuous hurt. And as I got older, as I said earlier, I was married, and I couldn't even function with that, trying to be a wife, and because of the past would come up, coming back up on me. Trauma, yes. And, and my husband was really, supportive of me, to help me through this, but it didn't work out with my marriage because I couldn't be the woman I was supposed to be, okay? And
so that was the negative
yes,
part.
yes.
So what has helped you in these latter days?
In these latter days?
To actually, because it sounds like just being able to talk about it now frees you. And I can see it in your expression how you go back, but then you come forward, you say. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, prayer, okay?
Mm-hmm.
My family, friends, and just keeping purred up, and keep focusing on tomorrow, and I have an amazing husband who's supportive, and supports me, and, he gives me that lift all the time, and my daughter Michelle, my daughter Crystal, my son Will, and son Joseph, and Stephen, and my grandchildren and great-grandchildren, so they all have my back, and I have my days still sometimes, I have where I'm in the car, it's too quiet for me. I gotta have some music, I have those ones where my mind travels, I still have my days of depression, mind you. So, when I go through those moments, and I try to write something else, I'm doing something now, writing music again, and keep my mind going and talking to people and going out, getting some air and doing things that I love to do. Shop, get my nails done, be glamour for a minute, and try to focus on the positive things that's going on in my life right now. So.
Great, great, great. You mentioned that you wanted to publish
Yes.
your experience. In
Yes.
other words, to let it out.
Yes.
And you wrote several different people,
Yes.
and only one person responded.
Yes.
Why do you think that was the case? Why, in such a heady subject, a topic where women are being abused, women are being snatched, it seems like the men folks are turning a deaf ear to, our mothers, our aunts, our sisters.
Yes.
Why do you think, what is the reason for that, in your opinion? I know you don't have the answers, and I don't have the answers, but, we're posing it, to the people.
Yes.
Why do you think that a person would act negatively towards that type of situation?
Well, in my opinion, they might have been the person to do this in their lives. Or they've been a victim themselves and afraid to come forward. One man came forward.
So, in other words, letting it out lets it out.
Yes.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about that,
Yes.
So in letting it out, talking about it,
Yes.
that helps, right?
Yes, it does.
All right. So we already asked, why do you think that the people that you wrote to, most of the people, only one person responded? So from that we can extrapolate or deduce. I always like to throw a big word in there. Every now and then to educate our people, so that they don't be stuck on, we have to use it in the contents.
Yes.
So when it comes in my audience, they know I'll throw in a big word like that. But it's really not a big word.
Right.
Extrapolate only means to bring out of darkness into light.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes you can use it in math as well.
True.
To deduce certain formulas. So you bring something out of the light out of the darkness into the light. But I digress.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, with that, with the one person responding, that gave me a light to go ahead with things. It was meant for me to do this. I say that. In my opinion, I believe those who didn't respond either were the ones doing it or they were victims as well. And they were afraid to take this on, so. And this is a powerful message, that I'm putting out there.
So we're looking at a two-headed dragon here.
Hey.
We can say half of society may have been affected by such behavior.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's why I say it's not just my story, it's anyone's story who's afraid to let it out.
Very good. So what are we doing today, right? Some of the things that you're doing today that's helping you heal personally and also bringing joy to the world.
Prayer, it changes a lot of things. Being humble, okay? Doing things that I love doing, as I was growing up. I liked to sing when I was young, and this is my dream song, you know. It came to life for me, you know, and like I said, as I grew up, I was doing things that I love to do, such as singing and drawing and writing and just listening to music all day long and skipping it somewhere, you know what I mean? Because that was my thing, you know, to make me feel whole, like I'm in my own world, you know. And people are like, girl, you sing all the time? Yes, this is me, you know. And one day I'm going to be a singer, and
Okay.
here I am.
So you have Let It Out,
Yes.
and you also have a new EP coming out. Is
Yes,
that
I
right?
do. Yes,
Tell
I
us
do.
about that.
Well, my EP, it's a powerful EP as well. Excuse me. I'm working with Trouble Funk out of DC, the Empires of Go-Go, and I'm also working with Michael Manley, the previous guitarist for the Commodores.
Okay.
We're doing a project as well. Also, I'm doing a play called Wash Down, and that is with a young lady by the name of Crystal Joy Murray. And the play is about domestic violence because she was a victim herself as well. You will have to go on her Facebook and check out her memoir. It's very powerful. It's going to be a musical, you know, play, and also it's going to be reaching people, and that's her aim. And she's also building a shelter for abused women and children and those who need the help to educate them on abuse and things like that. So it's really a beautiful thing. And also I'm working with Rick Watson, also doing a play called Surviving the Storm. And that will be down in Dover, Delaware, coming soon. But we'll keep everybody afloat about that.
Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate that. One question is that we live in a male-dominated world,
Yes.
and on the surface,
Yes.
on the surface, and one of the reasons could be that these males don't want to be exposed,
Yes.
and so they try to keep everything locked up.
Yes.
What do you think would be not a cure, but a way to alleviate such behaviors? One of the ways that can be done is what we're doing right now. We're exposing it.
Yes.
You see,
Yes.
and by exposure, it's just like like bacteria. When the sunlight hit it,
Exactly.
it lessens its effect on the society.
Yeah.
These men of power today have to be exposed, and you said you belong to the Me Too movement.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think of some of the other things that we can do to alleviate such thoughts? Because everything begins with a thought. How can we get around that?
Well, to get around that is to have gatherings for domestic violence, marches as well. You know how we do marches for everything else. Why don't we do a march for this? Domestic violence, I think it's important. It'll reach people just as well as anything else. That's my point of view of it. And those who are going through it, you need to seek the help that you need. And, even as a family member, yes, doctors help too, psychologists, doctors, they help too, but then again, they don't, because first thing they try to do is give you a pill to heal it. No, you can't do it with that. It doesn't work, because I've tried it, and it didn't work for me. I had to do this on my own. Enough is enough with the, taking the drugs and everything, because it makes you coherent to where you don't want to do anything. You're dependent upon other things, and I drank, and party and things like that to try to get my mind off things. It didn't help, because what happens the next day? You're back to the same situation again.
So
thinking about it,
So organizations people that have been affected and likewise can come together.
Yes.
And is that happening today? Tell me about it.
Well, yes. I actually did something very amazing at the African American Museum. and that
In
was very
Philly?
powerful in Philadelphia. Yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. Yes, in Philadelphia, and it was a beautiful turnout. And there's young ladies there, who had their own outreaches, who've been through the storm as well. As well. And the young lady that hosted that, her name was Nicole, and she was very, very powerful in doing and getting people together. Because that's what we needed. Men, women, and children were there. So and that's what
Awareness.
That's what gets us together. The awareness, yes, yes.
I read something one time that said, hurt people hurt people.
Yes.
So, can you expound on that?
If you've been hurt, you're going to try to do something to hurt someone else in another way. Even a pinch. You're like, what are you pinching me for?
Like James Brown said, I got to give me some payback.
Yeah, and I always thought that too. People who've been hurt, they try to hurt other people, and in my mind, I used to think, oh, I'm gonna do something to this person that did this to me. I'm like, oh, you're gonna get it. You know what I mean? But then I'm like, well, what's that gonna do for me? All it's gonna do is have me sitting behind bars, and that's gonna take away my life.
So the whole
because
society,
you took my life away,
yeah,
I'm gonna take yours. No, that's not how it goes.
So the whole society is just lopsided, so to speak.
Yes.
And we need to come back to ourselves to
Yes.
be able to have some type of balance.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Because now I'm viewing you, looking at you with the fish eye, and you don't know why I'm looking at you like that,
Right.
and we don't communicate,
Right.
so there's no communication.
Right.
The relationships are skewed.
Yes.
And society is skewed because of that very same thing.
Right.
So what we need to do is communicate. And like you
Exactly.
said, the awareness groups
Right.
can help us do that.
Yes.
Right. So how's that coming along? I mean, you seem like you're in a much better place these days, with your singing and your acting and your writing and the other various things that you do,
I mean, I'm just taking it one day at a time. That's all I can do. Like I stated earlier, family, they know about my struggle, and it took me a long time to tell them these things, and I was like, one day you got to just let that out, because one day it's going to kill you if you don't let it out,
And when you did, how did they react to it?
Oh, I got the looks,
Of non-belief?
Yeah.
It couldn't be how you making it up.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's part of where the trauma came from. Because now, not only are you being abused, now you're a liar and a storyteller too.
Yeah. And, one day, and it just all came together, and they're like, I understand why you didn't, come to me, to tell me, because the way I was looking at you that day, and I had to, and when you look at people can read you sometimes, like you have something to say, I got that from a lady one day. She said to me, every time I see you, you always look like you have something to say. And I said, oh, I do, but I don't think nobody's ready for it yet, and
let it out.
Let it out. Yeah.
You listen to Vibe 609 with Eric Muhammad and the ferocious Taboshous with a story to tell. How's everybody out there doing today? We just want to take a pause for the cause, and we'll be right back with you.
Action.
We thank you for the honor of your ear and the privilege of your presence. We're back once again with the ferocious Taboshous Rochester. As promised earlier, we were going to get a sampling of her new CD, Let It Out. So without further ado,
I was stripped of my identity when you touched me inappropriately. You violated my privacy and took complete advantage of me over and over and constantly. I would always beg and plead. You took your hand and covered my mouth and said, You kill me if I dare to scream. I'm up against the fight of my life. I'm so afraid to sleep at night. You won't get away. It's time for me to let it, let it, let it, let it, let it out. I refuse to run and hide. I must let it, let it, let it, let it, let it out. I refuse to run and hide. All the weight is lifted off my shoulders. I will not hold this in any longer. I know you thought that it killed me, but it has only made me stronger. Disgusted by the things you've done deep down inside, my heart's broken. I fell completely to the floor, not wanting to live anymore. I'm frustrated with all the pain of memories I can't erase. But despite all the tragedies, God taught me to forgive and have faith. I'm able to look you in your eyes, 'cause victory belongs to me. I am here to stay. I found my strength to let it, let it, let it, let it, let it out. I refuse to run and hide. I must let it, let it, let it, let it, let it out. I refuse to run and hide. All the weight is lifted off my shoulders. I will not hold this in any longer. I know you thought that it killed me, but it has only made me stronger. The monster who held me hostage, I was your prisoner, who was on lockdown. How could you be so rude? You cut me deep and continued to do it. Yes, I weathered the storm and came out on top. I made it through to testify my truth. Let it, let it, let it, let it, let it out. I refuse to run and hide. I must let it, let it, let it, let it, let it out. I refuse to run and hide. All the weight is lifted off my shoulders. I will not hold this in any longer. I know you thought that it killed me, but it has only made me stronger. I'm stronger. I am stronger. I am stronger than I was yesterday.
To action.
That was ferocious, Taboshous.
Thank you.
Where can we get this CD from? Here it is right here.
You can purchase the CD on CD Baby,
CD Baby.
Amazon, iHeartRadio, Apple Music. It's all over. So yeah, you can purchase it everywhere. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, and we'll be looking forward to. I have my copy.
Okay.
Make sure you get yours. Let it out.
Thank you.
All right.